What a fight! What a fight! Peter Quillin versus Alfred Angulo, man. And I thought the man Peter Quillin was going to win this fight. I thought it might be a brutal war, but I thought he was just off size. He would win this fight. Not to mention the guy Angulo's been inactive, but hey, man, Angulo went to work today. You know what I mean? The first two rounds I gave it to Peter Quillin. He was boxing from the outside. The man Alfred Angulo basically looked like wasn't letting his hands go. You know, he had his hands in his pocket. You know, he looked. It took him till round three to really start letting loose and letting his hands go. You know what I mean? And Angulo, this fight was basically a tale of Angulo throwing jabs and not landing probably any, but landing almost all his power shots. You know what I mean? And throwing it in combinations as opposed to the man Peter Quillin, who landed more punches overall, but he was more flicking out the jab, not that many power shots, you know what I mean, as compared to the man Angulo. So this was a tough fight to score, especially around 7, 8, 9, 10. But Alfred Angulo, man, he comes out the victor. Big victory for him, man. Peter Quillin, there's numerous ways to beat this guy. You could outbox him or you could outslug him. You know what I mean? The guy doesn't handle pressure well, and he doesn't have a poker face. I've been saying this for years. The man's eyes light up like a Christmas tree. They get so wide when he gets hit with a kind of shot that he didn't expect or a shot he didn't like. Give me 1 sec. Let me see. You gotta give the man Angulo credit, man. A lot of people have written this guy off when they hear the name Angulo. Oh, Angulo's still fighting. No, look what he did today. He beat Peter Quillin, and Peter Quillin versus Caleb Truex were supposed to fight in an IBF eliminator fight for the super middleweight title held by Caleb Truex. Excuse me, Caleb Plant. Let me hear Peter Quillin.
Well, it's a lot of hard things to swallow right now, taking the second loss of my career. But most importantly, it was a well-earned fight. I get a good fight for the fans. I had a lot of fans here. And what I could have did was, I could have just fought hard. There was a lot of things that my trainer would have seen me do. I didn't execute it properly, but, that's the game of boxing. What is next for Peter Quillin?
Let me hear
Well,
Peter
I'm glad my
Quillin.
wife got a job, so I'm not going to have to worry about another paycheck. But most importantly, I'm going to sit down with my team. This moment right here is an experience that is hard to swallow in the moment. You say,
Peter
what's my
Quillin
next?
talking about his
I'm
wife
going to
got a
sit down with my team
paycheck.
properly and do what the next steps will be
So
and do it proper
basically
after this.
saying he'll
That's the
be
game.
alright if he ain't boxing. He gonna live off of her. Let me get back into the fight. The man Angulo, people have written him off ever since that Canoli fight in 2014. All this man Angulo did was stay away from boxing, get rejuvenated, get back a love for the sport, hire the man Abel Sanchez as his trainer, and he pulls off one of the biggest upsets of the year. Peter Quillen's not a world beater, but Peter Quillen can crack. Peter Quillen's a former world champion. Peter Quillen is a good boxer, you know what I mean, for a guy who started boxing late. But Alfred Angulo threw the more telling, more effective, more clear, precise power shots. The left hook. This guy Peter Quillen still has amateurish um, boxing skill set as far as pulling out with his chin up in the sky, fighting with his hands down to his waist, not really keeping his jab hand, his lead hand right by his chin when he pumps out the jab and brings it back. And that's why the guy loses, man. He lost tonight, and El Perro, man, was throwing some mean shots. Just if you watch this fight with the volume off, you would have the man El Perro winning, no question about it. Just off the more clear, precise, eye-catching shots, the power shots he was landing. The jab was ineffective. He tried it. It wasn't like he didn't try, but there was a point in time on the punch stats they were showing that he had thrown 67 punches at probably at some point in time in the middle of the round. Excuse me, in the middle of the fight, in the middle rounds, and landed zero. You know what I mean? So that put him behind the eight ball, but at the end of the day, he made it up with the power shots. And this is where conflicting scorecards happen. and where we're gonna have controversial decision. This same thing happened with Arislandi Lara and Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez landing 9 jabs total, but I think barely outlanding the man with the power shots, Arislandi Lara. You know what I mean? Same goes with Mayweather versus Castillo. Castillo landed the more power shots. So the power shots, man, when you usually 98% of the time when you win the edge in that punch stat, you're gonna win the fight, man. Personally, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had this fight a draw. I did have this fight a draw, um, but I'm not mad one bit at Alfred Angulo, El Perro, the dog, winning this fight, man. The man showed tremendous heart and courage, and P Money, what's up, man? He said he's thinking retirement. He keep getting hit on his way out every time and getting buckled. Yeah, keeps pulling out, man, and his trainer was pissed at him, man. He keeps getting hit by the same shot, and whenever Peter Quillin throws a shot, not combinations. He only started throwing combinations in the 12th. You know what I mean? Um, the man would admire his work when he throws one punch at a time. This was when he was basically standing in the middle of the ring, but for the most part, he was doing a lot of unnecessary movement, not no lateral movement, unnecessary movement, tiring out his legs, and he was getting wobbled for most of the fight, starting from round three. So, in my opinion, the right man won. On my scorecard, I had it a draw, but I'm trying to tell you, man, round 7, 8, 9 were close rounds that could have gone either way. Just that the fact that the man was getting wobbled by the power shots was the reason why I gave Angulo the edge in them rounds. You know what I mean? But it was a great fight, great night of boxing. Uh, I'm glad I caught these fights on FS1, and that's what I got for y'all this weekend, man. This guy Peter Quillin went into hostile territory. He went into a pro-Mexican Bakersfield, California crowd. You know what I'm saying? Chris Colbert came out on top as an African American in the Hispanic territory, knocked out the Mexican Miguel Beltran. Peter Quillin just couldn't hold his end of the bargain, and he ain't come out victorious. You know what I mean? If he did, even against Alfred Angulo, because the crowd was rooting for him hard body. His wife was there. You know what I'm saying? They were going for the man Angulo hard body, as they should. You know what I mean? That's what home ring advantage is all about. Territories. You know what I mean? This fight wasn't in Brooklyn or Grand Rapids where the man Peter Quillin would be the favorite as far as the crowd favorite. Nah, this fight was in Bakersfield, California, and he came up short, so he gotta go back to the back of the queue. He gotta go back to the back of the line, and it probably is gonna be Angulo versus Caleb Truex for the IBF eliminator to face the man Caleb Plant. B Marsh Boxing, big ups to my man P Money in the chat. I know it's probably not that late out there in the West Coast. It's 1:33 a.m. here on the East Coast, and I'm gone. Probably about to call it a night. Get ready for some football tomorrow. I'm gone. Peace.